So making it out of the place that we were at, we the
Strong
abandoned
start.
haunted house. Yeah, thank you. We decided to go and sell our things, and we're only successful in upselling like one of the items. But it was a nice, fun shopping day for everybody. Then we went back to the empty net where name is escaping. Zashel got a snake friend. So that's new. And trying to think what Monkey did, but she was mostly tired, so
Right.
That was
Monkey
pretty
and
much
I had
she did
nice-
help. Oh, sorry. She did help kind of point people in the right direction because she knows people here. And then I believe, oh no, that was later. Then we decided to go back to the lighthouse. Lighthouse? Yeah, lighthouse is the word I was looking for. To check back in with our employers who believed we were dead for a minute. While crossing the bridge, I realized that there was a glowing light of abjuration, and I'm not happy with it. And everyone else is like, it's not that big of a deal. So then we made it with a natural 20 athletics check. We made it to the lighthouse, caught up with our employer, decided to go back to talk to people about bounties. And we left Yop and people's names. I don't know what's happening right now. Who's Monkey's character? Yumi back at the lighthouse while we came back and started to talk to Eda, and that's where we left off. Finished talking to her. Ready to talk to other people.
Yep. Good job. Okay, so you have finished talking with Etta.
Real quick, was the long night discussion between Yop and our last session or the session before?
That was last session.
Oh yeah, the big
backstory dump.
Tristan, yeah.
Yep.
That I just kind of sat there and listened to, and nobody said anything.
It was pretty good. So at the moment, two of you, Zashel and Vicaris, are still at the council hall, and Yop is still at the lighthouse. I know this kind of makes things a little bit more complicated, but let's start with the lighthouse. And Yop, is there anything special you'd like to have been doing at that time? Setting up anything in the building?
I will be doing the following. I'll be tinkering with my tools. That includes mucking around with one of the leather straps and this is just the magical tinkering stuff.
Yep.
And I will set that to emit an aroma of lavender and sandalwood. I will also use the magical tinkering to make the head of my mace emit a soft light so I can see 5 feet in front of my face if I'm in the dark.
Okay.
Hello.
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 In addition, I will be preparing some stuff. Actually, one of the things I'm going to do with my new level abilities is I will use my new artificer skill to do that.
Holy shit.
Right, on my shield. Right, and then I will be preparing the following. Right, which spellcaster I'm going to give it to, I will talk to the spellcasters about when they return.
Okay.
And then after that, I will ask Monkey to excuse me as I try and scope out the best place in the lighthouse to set up brewing and distilling equipment.
Okay.
Did you want help with that? Because she'll probably offer help rather than sit around and do nothing. Maybe she'll just hold things up for you. Who knows?
Oh yes, absolutely. That would be lovely. Thank you. I don't know if Yop knows, but I know Adam doesn't know where anybody is in the lighthouse. So,
All right. Taken rooms include, as far as things that are occupied. Well, let's go. Let's do this easier. Let's stuff that's not occupied.
perfect.
Technically, 8, 10, 6, 5, 2, 3, and technically 4. But 4 when you open the door, it has no floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be difficult.
Yes.
Okay. So I guess Monkey and I'll poke around, and I don't need a big space, right? So just doing a quick check, I would guess probably 2 or 3, or probably 2 or 3. And before setting anything up, I'll just sort of make that mental note so that when people return, I can inquire with them what they think, and then I will engage with Monkey in a discussion of what type of alcoholic beverages do you enjoy?
Oh, I do not drink it.
You don't drink at all?
Age.
Well, that's right. But sometimes a little nip every now and then, it doesn't really hurt anything.
Next year, I just have to wait 1 more year.
Next year, okay. Just wait 1 more year, and then you can be in compliance with local ordinance. That's very admirable.
Oh, I think I'm in compliance with local ordinance already. It's just personal ordinance.
Oh, it's a
that I'm not.
personal thing. Do you have a personal issue with any other substances?
Such as?
Oh, there's all sorts of lovely flowers and fungus, and they make you see wonderful things. And sometimes, if you distill certain other components, you can get even more powerful things that make you see wonderful things.
There is nothing that says I shouldn't.
Wonderful!
Although I probably shouldn't.
Oh.
And she kind of gives like this quiet chuckle.
Okay, well, we'll see. Well, I'll file that as maybe.
Yes, more of a maybe than the alcohol.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yumi, is there anything you'd like to do besides helping Yop set up at the lighthouse while you're there?
Well, nothing at the lighthouse. Not until I get back into town.
Okay. Back in town, at the council hall, Zashel and Vakaris, what do you do next after collecting your reward and technically getting a bit of a view of every other council member?
We were going to talk to other people, right?
Yep.
All right.
I don't remember who, though.
I believe we wanted Anders.
The little cute one?
Yeah.
Okay. Anders Solmner, his office has a door on it that with a wooden plaque rather than a brass one. It appears it is temporary, at least, or at least in the process of being replaced. He has curly red hair and really big glasses and the look of someone who has not slept in days and is right in it. And the interior of his office is, in comparison to Edda's, full of all sorts of journals and notebooks and things, personal documentations, but they are scattered everywhere in a mess. And he says, yes, can I help you?
It's all you, Zashel.
What is this guy in charge of again? I'm sorry, I genuinely do not remember who he is.
You don't know. You don't know that yet. He's a council member. That's all you know.
All right, and he's not the one I was told to go to talk about bounties on smugglers.
Correct.
Okay. I will walk into his office. I will extend my hand. I am Zashel. I represent the Lighthouse franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated here in Saltmarsh. This is my associate, Vicaris.
Hi.
Hi, it's good to meet you. And he shakes both of your hands, kind of sweaty hands.
I won't touch his hand. I will instead boop him on the nose.
Okay.
And since he offered his hand, is it a wisdom saving throw or a charisma?
It'll be against your charisma. Let's also do a charisma check. That sounds like fun.
Sweet. 14.
Okay, he saves.
Okay, cool. And I'm just gonna like stare at my finger and be like, wait a minute.
Yeah, you would have felt whatever just happened, even if it didn't take effect.
Got it.
And he says, hi. So I'm sorry, I'm kind of new, still kind of moving in. Is there anything I can help you with?
We are hoping we can help you. That is sort of the goal of Acquisitions Incorporated here. If there are any services you need, monsters killed, houses cleaned, bounties caught, basic services provided.
Huh.
I don't have any business cards yet, but we are available.
Huh. Well, okay.
We just spoke to Oland. We took care of the haunted house situation for her, more or less. And she said she had no more work at the time, but to speak with the other representatives on the council.
Oh, yeah, okay. And he goes behind his desk and opens several drawers, looking for something, and pulls out a piece of paper, and says, I mean, we're always kind of looking for things, if you're looking for, like, small collections or even just things to do to kind of pass the time as mercenaries. You know, we don't mind people on the main roads acting as guards or patrols. There's been, a couple sightings of like owl bears and stuff coming out of the woods, the Dreadwood. It's kind of you know how it can be. It can kind of be a bit of a spooky place. But if you're not busy, we might be able to negotiate some kind of arrangement for heads of creatures, and theoretically maybe you guys could be escorts for things to Seaton, that kind of thing. I'm not really sure.
Sorry,
Escort.
I'm confused. Alba's not given places.
I'm sorry, what did you just say?
Me or him?
You.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of struggling because I didn't practice before. Your owlbears.
Owl
Okay.
bears.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
heard a slur and I was like, that can't have been right.
I wasn't sure what I heard.
Stop it. Sorry, the cat. Not given seats at the gosh, what is this thing called? Council.
Can you repeat your question?
Yeah, are your owlbears not given seats at the council?
Okay.
I'm confused.
No, they're quite vicious and they hurt a lot of people. What are you
Well,
talking about?
The same could be said for humans.
Well, yeah, I mean, theoretically, you could stop bandits too. I wouldn't stop you, although that's not really my jurisdiction, technically.
I think it's just weird that only humanoids are allowed on the council and not, like, animal folk.
We don't really have animal folk in Saltmarsh, but thanks for the input.
Yeah, it's just something to think about.
Sure. Anything else I can help you two with?
I'm gonna look at Satchel.
So, deal with local fauna, perhaps banditry. There's nothing a little more deserving of our franchise's attention.
Wait a minute.
Guarding
We're also
a
taking on the
caravan to
fauna?
another city.
Well,
Leaving our franchise is probably not going to be.
maybe there is something, but I don't know of anything right now.
I see. Are you the one that handles legal matters pertaining to smuggling and banditry, or just the bounties thereon? Is it else I should be speaking to?
He kind of twiddles his thumbs and says, if you want to talk about like bandits and like crime fighting and that kind of, heroic type things, you might want to talk to Eleander. He's a little bit more up on that one. I'm kind of and he looks around his office, which is kind of in shambles, and says, I'm more of the I'm kind of a
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
Is there anything I can see on his desk that would give me some sort of idea of what his focus is?
Roll investigation.
I'm super. Oh, actually, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Even with a fail, you notice two things on the thing. You notice a specific thing in the paperwork. All over there are two sets of distinct handwriting on any book that is propped open or page that is out has one version of a very fluid and clear handwriting, and then next to it what you could assume to be a transcription in really hurried and poor handwriting.
I'll just point at it since I have no idea what it actually is or says. Is this something new for the council? Something perhaps...
He kind of dives to his desk to kind of clear things away. Sorry, my just working on. I've only been here a little bit. I'm taking my mother's spot on the council, and I'm just trying to get used to the get used to whatever I'm trying to do what she did. That's all. Not really used to it yet. That's all.
If I may offer a small suggestion, don't try to do what she did. Do what you do, because trying to be other people does not work very well in this sort of environment. If you need assistance with whatever your day-to-day stuff is, I am always at your disposal. I'm somewhat of a paperwork buff.
He looks relieved and says, "Okay, thank you. I'll keep that in mind."
Right. So you said Eleander then.
Yeah, he's just across the hall, and he pushes his glasses up and points out the door.
All right. You let me know if you need any assistance.
He nods excitedly and goes back to arranging things with the same kind of frantic fervor.
Your organization. No. Okay, I'll see you later, and I leave.
Eleander.
Bye. Before we actually go through the door or whatever is happening here. I want to turn to Zash and be like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Are we also taking on the fauna? Are we killing plants?"
Flora.
Fauna is animals.
Plants. Fauna is animals.
Oh, am I thinking flora?
Mhm.
My bad.
It's okay.
Retract my question.
Nah, there was nothing specific enough. But we'll see. We'll see what Eleander has, and
Okay.
Right.
This office is actually pretty sparsely decorated and furnished with very very few books in comparison. And Eleander is in fine clothes that also indicate his rank. He looks like he was at one point a general, but the colors are a little bit old, so he obviously is retired. And he kind of does a double take at Vicaris.
We're smiling widely.
And he says, "Hello, gentlemen. Is there something I can assist you with this afternoon?"
I'm hoping we can assist you, actually. We represent the Lighthouse, and I will go through the whole spiel again. We represent the Lighthouse franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated. We have recently dealt with Ida Oland to clean out the, in air quotes, haunted mansion. Nothing more than a few skeletons, a couple snakes, some sturges, and other assorted trash.
You wouldn't also happen to be the crew that brought the 3 prisoners down to the jailhouse, would you?
We would, indeed.
Yeah. Excellent work. They mentioned under a little duress that there might be others still hiding in refuge there.
Certainly possible. The caverns underneath the house were fairly extensive, but they weren't covered in the original contract of... They weren't covered in the scope of the initial mission contract. Being as they're not part of the house.
He nods and shrugs and says, "I suppose you're right. But
If you'd like us to clean them out, that is certainly something that we could negotiate a new contract for." And I will pull out a pen and a piece of paper.
He says, "Well, you managed to get those through rather handily, and I can't imagine a band of bandits getting on too far without a couple of hands at the front. Perhaps we could arrange something." And he sits down across at his desk and indicates the chairs for you two. And then says, "Now I don't know that we can offer great reward for the sake of a couple of bandits, especially as personal preference would be that you bring them in and formally arrest them. But we often score about 10 gold a head, depending on the danger that they pose to the community. Though I wouldn't suppose that these folks, since we didn't even know they were hiding out there, I would consider mighty dangerous. What do you two think? How easy to apprehend were those 3?
Not too hard. Well, I think there might be more down there, posing more of a challenge.
I agree with my associate. I can't imagine they were in charge of the organization, but they were easy enough to apprehend. Several members of our team are good at, if not specialized in, bringing people back alive.
One in particular?
Excellent. That'd be amendable.
In terms of danger to the town, as you said, they've apparently been up there for some time, enough so that people thought the house was haunted instead of serving as a base of some sort. They mentioned smuggling operations, so probably lower key than, say, regular piracy.
Smuggling. What sort of goods are they smuggling? Did you happen to know?
I look over at Vicaris.
I don't believe we do.
Textiles.
Is that what we encountered? Did we really see?
You didn't see
Yeah.
much, I don't think, but you were told by the people you had charmed a couple of things.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Right, textiles. Am I missing anything, DM? Was it also weapons?
Yeah.
It was also weapons.
Anything else?
Oh yeah, weapons. Forgot about that.
That was it from what you heard.
Textiles and weapons.
He kind of gets a little dour and he says, weapons. What sort of weapons?
We did not get that far.
I see.
We only know what those three told us, which I'm sure by now you have determined exactly what we know through your own interrogation.
He leans across the table with his hands kind of laced together in front of him and says, "No, this is somewhat concerning, I would say. Perhaps we should treat these as actual threats. If this is weapons, textiles one thing, but weapons is another.
I think that'd be pretty smart.
Is this house, is it some sort of waypoint? I can't imagine that is the final destination for these goods."
Certainly not. There's more to it that we didn't say.
Did you say didn't say or didn't see?
See.
Okay.
Perhaps I should commission your order then to follow up on that and see what you can do about bringing those fellows in and perhaps tracking down whatever vessel might be retrieving those goods.
I think that is a service that we can provide.
Sorry, I just gotta find what the reward for that one is. Fuck, where'd it go? Sorry, 1 second. Goddamn. Okay, he says, if you can bring an end to this small circle, which we can hope to be small, and perhaps prevent any of the outmoving goods from making it to its final destination, perhaps see what you can do about catching the recipients. I believe I could discuss with my fellow council members and arrange perhaps a 400 gold bounty reward for that effort.
How much?
400.
Jesus, yes. Zash, do you think that's fair?
Satchel thinks a minute, trying to remember how many beings we saw down there. I think 400 gold is certainly a reasonable start, perhaps with a potential bonus for quick service or exemplary results, at your discretion, of course.
He nods and says, I'll have to confer with the other council members, but perhaps it could be arranged. Perhaps you draw up what you believe to be a fair contract. I shall read it and we can discuss further. And you don't have to do perfect wording or whatever, but just give me an idea of like the specifications that you're thinking, and we'll shape it out a little bit.
Oh man.
Basically, so his stipulation is you need to clear the house completely, bring in any bandits that you can, bring in any goods that you can that are being stowed there, and try to catch whoever is trying to receive those goods.
Okay. I'm definitely going to word the contract such that it specifies living adversaries, because if there is a ghost, I don't want to get cheated out of a reward because we didn't manage to kill a ghost.
Uh-huh. Fair enough. Any other things that you specify?
We will do our best to, we will make a reasonable effort to bring foes in alive, but not insofar as it risks our own lives, livelihood, or the livelihood of the Lighthouse Acquisitions Incorporated franchise. The members of Acquisitions Incorporated accept all reasonable threats going into and expected in this sort of battle for the reward stated of 400 gold plus a possible bonus at the discretion of the hiring party, which is the council, not us.
Mm-hmm. He makes note to specify that he will not be able to, as part of the bonus, not be able to go over 100 gold, and even that might still be at the other's discretion. That might not be something he has control over.
Part of the bonus can, of course, also be these spoils, in quotes, of this endeavor. Spoils meaning the goods that are intended to be smuggled out that we are set to retrieve if they decide that we are deserving of some sort of extra bonus, but they don't want to use money. That is always acceptable to us as well. We, of course, will forego the usual bounty work, right of first claim, as in, because they have specified that they want those goods back, we will not just walk off with stuff to begin with. And I make a point to say that, how could I word this without being suspicious?
Just say it plainly, and it'll be okay.
I'm trying to get knowing that Vicaris likes to occasionally pick things up. I'm trying to exempt non-prime material plane representatives from that particular rule.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's fine. You can. Yeah.
I'm sure there's some, representatives of this world, prime representatives of this franchise stipulate these things, and of course, with Vicaris, and I guess technically Kiara being not of this plane, it exempts them from that rule.
Yep. All right. He do you have to do a check, or is this something I want to know if you have to make a check for this kind of thing?
I think so. But I think there's a couple things at play here. Let me pull up Acquisitions Incorporated.
Yeah.
So you're trying to excuse me from
Yes.
taking shit. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice. I like this.
I know that you have
Great,
a
so
tendency to collect things.
So if I see something I want, I just have to be sure to have Vicaris take it.
Yes,
much.
you might not ever get it back because Vicaris might keep it, and also
Fair enough.
I'm not going to actually tell anybody about the exemptions I have made, including Vicaris.
Right.
I'm sitting right next to you, though.
Yes, but I'm writing all this
Oh,
down.
you're writing this down. Okay, I thought you were saying it. Okay, never mind.
No. Yeah, I think he's making. This is a document he's writing.
It doesn't really say.
Yeah, I think that means
Position
that you can just
proficiencies,
do
in
it.
addition to proficiencies noted below, you can add your person boast to any ability to organize lore, analyze official or arcane documents. There you go. Or convey a legally binding point of view.
Yep, you're fine then. You're good. Yep, that means you can just do it. Convey legally binding point of view. It's very good. Okay.
Well, it allows me to add my proficiency bonus. So if you want an int check or a history check, I don't know what else law would be, but
Yeah, I think you're okay for specifically writing the document. That's something you're capable of doing, especially with the other things that you have that buff you out as far as being
yeah, I was
good
gonna say
with words and all.
my plaintiff background feature would probably play in at some point also.
Yeah, I don't think I don't feel like you need to do this check just because you can. I don't think it needs to be a check for you because you can just do it. He reads over it and kind of flips down the page and says, "Extraplanar," and he looks back over at Vakaris and says, "Ziashant."
Sorry. Jyloshin.
Jaloshan. I will have that right for the next time we meet. And then he signs his name, and then he'll offer the council seal as well to it, so that he's standing as representative for the 5, and then gives you the contract back.
I will have printed up 2 copies, one for them to maintain.
All right.
Mark off another piece of parchment.
And he stows that, and he says, "All right, good luck." And he offers to shake your hands. He's being polite. I'm not doing this to you specifically, Doc.
No, it's fair. I tickle the inside of his hand.
Ashel shakes his hand like a normal handshake.
Uh-oh.
Did he fail?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, it's roll a d20.
Yep.
Oh God, what have you done?
What has she done indeed?
Oh boy, we got a 9.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Everybody run.
This is so goddamn stupid.
I'm sorry. Did you put something on recently?
From this point where you've made contact and then spreading over his whole body, the smell of fresh cut flowers, specifically, let's say roses and lilies, begins to emanate from him and grows very strong very quickly. And he kind of he kind of sniffs around, thinking that maybe that you've cast a charm or something, say like, prestidigitation, something that could do that, but then notices it's coming from him and Zashel. It is very, very strong, and it's getting unbearable. It keeps getting stronger and stronger.
Okay, well, lovely to meet you. Glad we can be of service. We will let you know when the situation is resolved.
He nods and starts taking off his overcoat, and then goes to the back window and opens it up.
Have a good day. You smell much nicer than yesterday.
Okay. What do you two do next?
We should probably get back to the lighthouse to discuss this latest endeavor.
I agree. Question is, who's rowing the boat?
Neither of us.
Did you say neither of us? Do we have the small boy?
I have the
tiny dense guy.
Ooh, new solution.
And when we get to the shore, I will ritual cast.
Ooh.
It'll be a little close, but we'll be fine.
That's not a problem. Okay, so I'm trying to... It has to follow you, correct?
Does it? Maybe.
I think so, yeah.
Immobile while I'm within 20 feet. So I can never actually... It follows me. Okay, so I guess there's going to be one of us in the boat. Never mind. Boat it is.
Well, I mean, this is a fantastic solution for when you have Yop.
Nope, it's okay. I have another solution.
Ooh!
Nice.
He's rowing the boat.
He has a strength of 2, but he'll do it! Do you have a name for your unseen servant?
Paralegal. He doesn't need a name. He's a paralegal.
No, he doesn't need a name, but I was just wondering.
They are best unseen.
No, I messed up. His name is Lit Support.
Oh God. I hate you and
I don't understand. Why is the support worse?
That is what Adam and I do, is Lit Support. And
we are the unseen servants.
We are the ones without whom the agency cannot function, but also the ones that no one gives a shit about. So,
Oh,
Right.
poor
Including
babies.
our new assistant director.
yeah.
Oh, no.
That is maybe we'll see.
I'll talk to you about it later, Ted.
Oh God.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I just realized, but is this Mr. Meeseeks?
It is. Just it doesn't talk.
Essentially, but he's invisible.
Yeah.
And he can't talk.
Also,
And he can get blown the fuck up real easy.
They're just reading, once you give the command, the servant performs the task to the best of its ability until it completes the task, then waits for your next command.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is a Mr. Me6.
Existence
Row
is
the
pain
boat,
for the
really.
unseen servant.
I'm gonna stick with paralegal, just so I don't hate myself by the end of every session.
Okay. Paralegal rows you to the lighthouse very slowly. You almost begin to think that maybe it would have been faster to go by if you'd run yourselves, but this way you don't have to do anything.
Why would I do that?
And clouds start rolling in. Storm clouds, it looks like. And you guys make it to the lighthouse. Yop, what room did you end up putting your stuff in? I'm curious.
Oh no, my stuff's all like in my pockets and my shell and my sacks.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't unpacked it all.
All right. Okay, cool. Works for me. Makes that easier. One less note I have to take.
Yeah.
All right. So what is Yumi up to?
Probably just hanging out with Yop and maybe talking with Missy and seeing what she's up to in the kitchen, offering help.
Okay. Yeah. She'll take help. She's pretty quiet. She just kind of likes to do her work. She's a little bit skittish too. Yop, what are you up to?
I have stepped out of the lighthouse and I am just sort of wandering the grounds of what appears to be a little island that we're on, looking for materials that will allow me to build a small makeshift forge outside the lighthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really take much, just heavy rock and sand, and that's about it. I probably won't find anything I can use as fuel out here, but
Drift.
I don't know that that's going to get hot enough. Maybe.
By the way, we got 200 gold for our bounty, right? We just collected that recently.
Yes.
Yes.
And if you recall, contract requires 10% of... Wait, was it? It is 10. It's 10, right?
Yeah.
10%
Yep.
to
So we got
Head office.
190
Head
gold
office.
in total. Sorry,
Yeah.
180 gold.
Mhm.
Cool. I just haven't distributed that yet.
Correct.
We also have a
Um,
little bit of money that we found, as well as other things like crossbows, swords, armor, stuff like that.
Roll investigation for me, Yop.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So there's enough stone here. The island itself is actually pretty stony.
Mm-hmm.
You could using the materials around, push together a few boulders that would require cementing and some other things that you don't have with you, or
Right.
you could do it. I'd also say that as part of being as being part of Acquisitions Incorporated, you have the ability to put in orders for certain tools and other things, like big shipments and things that it cost money and all, but you have the potential to get this up, to put towards an upgrade for the lighthouse on company dime as well.
Okay. Great.
Yep.
So, it sounds like I've got probably just about enough stones to work with, but the rest of the material I'll either need to find somewhere else or put in a requisition form.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Okay. And Zashel and Vikaris, what do you do when you arrive?
Find the others.
Yep.
I don't have
Yumi
much
is out
to
on
do.
Yop is around out on the grounds.
Hello.
Hello, yep. We
Hi.
we have a quick meeting. Dispense
Cool.
rewards, talk about our next assignment and such.
Lovely. Let's all go inside.
I will dismiss paralegal.
Okay. Bye.
Yumi. Yumi.
Yes?
Sashel and Vicaris have returned. They'd like to have a brief meeting.
All right. Sure. Give me a moment. And
No
she'll
problem.
excuse herself from helping Missy and go join the others.
All right. Where do you guys meet? There's a couple different places you could meet, but I'm curious.
I believe I suggest where we're sleeping, but
You have not yet slept here.
well, we
Where
were
is
setting
the
up a place with like
actual
mattresses and cleaning them and
door?
stuff.
Like the front door, which room does that lead into?
13.
Okay. And what's in 13? I'm sorry.
13 has an enchanted fireplace, a couple of empty bookshelves, and two okay but not in great condition armchairs.
I guess this'll do. Firstly, we have the rewards from our first foray into the house on the hill with the smugglers. I believe Vicaris is doling out the
All right, that'll be 30 gold
Coin.
each, and I'll like hand them each like a small little bag of gold.
Lovely.
Job well done.
We also have, and kind of dump out the bags, I guess we've been putting this in.
You do have a bag of holding.
That's right.
I believe I took the bag of holding, and what are we dumping out?
2 scimitars, 2 light crossbows, 3 short swords, 2 longbows, 3 sets of leather
Cool.
armor.
I'll happily bring out all the
Also,
weapons.
that bottle of wine and that bauble with the crystal that we found was worth, I think, like 50 gold or something like that.
Not
I don't know
that
if
much.
we sold
but,
that already.
But
5
that
gold,
might.
something like that.
And your creepy
also-
doll, Vicaris.
No, that stays in the bag.
No, that stays, yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying it's among that stuff.
There's also 14 silver pieces, which I suggest we just kind of leave in as a group fund for now, for as the start of a group fund for things that we might need going forward. Since it's, 14 silver pieces. Also, we have been given the option of, mission, I suppose, by Eleander Firebrand, one of the council members, of clearing the smugglers out of the house. I know that there was some concern over the way the initial shall we say, parley was handled. But this does give this official license to try to remove them from the basement. The staff would also like us to bring as many in alive as possible, although the contract does make sure to specify that that's at no risk to ourselves. They would like us to retrieve the goods that are being smuggled out, and if possible, capture those on the ship, the Ghost of the Sea. They are unconcerned entirely with the previous amounts of property damage that we have caused, which is good for us. That did not deduct from our reward at all. So yeah, job well done. We have another job if we want it. Or there is some lay work doing basic handling of local dangerous wildlife. Or road bandits, but, that's pretty much what I said already.
I guess we should talk about strategy then. Are we talking our way through to the top and then taking them out, or capturing them all?
Well, can we expect San Ballet to show up here?
I think we can if we make it clear that the house is compromised. As per our first parlay with them, we did offer, and he just kind of gestures to the area around, the lighthouse up as a possible secondary base should their first one be compromised, which we can make sure it is. That would bring them out of hiding and onto our turf, or we could simply deal with them there. If we were to deal with them soon, before the Ghost of the Sea arrives, it's possible that they would... Yeah, that thing.
Sorry, I just found it.
I was way off on value.
Yeah, that one
So was I.
worth.
You got it, because last time I said 50 gold pieces.
So
Okay,
if I understand the contract correctly, we don't actually have to find anything out about the Ghost of the Sea. It simply says we should try, is that correct?
That is one of the understood stipulations of the contract, but yes. Technically, we are under no obligation to actually give them anything, although there is a potential for a bonus payment to us based on additional information provided and additional captures made.
Ooh, I see. A bonus is always nice.
The initial contract is for 400 gold with another bonus of up to 100 actual gold pieces and or portions of the recovered smuggled salvage. So the goods that we would be, air quoting, rescuing.
Well, it seems to me like there were an awful lot of people in those tunnels, and to go back and try and handle them all at the same time could be problematic.
Right, I agree that we shouldn't take them on with their home field advantage.
Yumi, thoughts?
Well, what do you suggest? I mean, if we don't want to take them on there, where should we take them on ideally?
Right here. I like inviting them here and then take them out when they least expect it.
Well, if I may, I think perhaps we could use a plan of divide and conquer. You see, if we invite a small group of them back to the lighthouse to scope it out, right? And then take care of them once we've removed them from the tunnels, then we can go back into the tunnels and deal with the much smaller group.
Right, my apologies. That's what I was trying to get across.
Oh, lovely. Then we're in agreement.
That sounds good to
Absolutely.
me.
Does
I think-
anyone have any other ideas?
We should be able to persuade San Ballet that moving the goods here to move them to the Ghost of the Sea is probably in their best interest, since the house is compromised as a smuggling location, which we can further encourage, I suppose, by making sure that there are plenty of people poking around the house, or plenty of us in other forms. If anybody has that skill, I'm afraid that's outside of my purview.
That sounds like a wonderful idea.
Do you mean like wearing a big hat and covering your face, kind of? Other forms?
Disguise, whether magical or mundane, yeah. The more we have unwanted attention on that building, the more they will seek to move their goods and their business out from the tunnels under the house. I think that will... Go ahead.
It sounds to me like the plan we have so far is to, 1, convince San Valette that the house has been compromised. 2, because the house has been compromised, he should allow the goods to be smuggled and a small group of his compatriots to accompany us back to the lighthouse.
I also want to bring up, not that I want to throw any blame, and I don't think we should point any fingers, but there are some corpses, mostly burned corpses, that they are eventually going to find.
I think we can attribute that to the people poking around the house and use it to underscore our point that the house is now compromised.
I mean, we already sort of told them about the charred corpses when we met with San Valette the first time. We made it clear that his initial group that we found was not exactly up to even moderate adventuring standards. That's how we were able to that's how we were able to convince him that it was worth his time to talk to us in the first place. So, after all, it's been several days. If they haven't actually found those corpses by now, I would be very surprised.
Very true. So we try and lure some portion of his people along with the goods to be smuggled out of the tunnels. We then take care of the people and return the goods to the lighthouse. We return to the tunnels, telling San Valette that his people have insisted on staying with the goods at the lighthouse, and that's why they didn't return with us. And then, when we get the opportunity, we take care of whatever stragglers are left in the tunnels, along with Mr. San Valette. Is that the plan?
That all sounds really good.
I'm sensing a but here.
Some minor hesitation.
Yeah, have we considered the Ghosts of the Sea? Sorry, did I miss that part in your plan?
Oh no, we have no plan whatsoever for the Ghost of the Sea, at least not yet.
I think it's more that if we completely take out San Valette, do we have a way to contact the Ghosts of the Sea and,
We do. We have the lantern and the codes. The lantern codes.
I bet with your skills as a documenter, Sasha, you could probably figure out the codes very easily.
Could you pretend to be San Valette, though, to intercept the ship?
I mean, we could get a meeting with the ship fairly easily, just using the lantern as San Valette would. I'm sure from there, convincing them that we've taken over San Valette's operation, either because he was captured or because we simply deposed him, would be not exceedingly difficult. After all, There's no honor among thieves and all that nonsense.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, we murdered, we killed several of his compatriots, and his answer was, yes, I will give you a job interview. So I'm inclined to believe that they don't really worry about
In
that
addition,
sort of thing.
the contract doesn't state that we have to provide any information about the recipients of the smuggled goods. Even if the only thing we pass on is that the recipient was at the helm of a ship called Ghost of the Sea, that's more information than they currently have.
Very true. I agree with you, Yumi, that if we can capture the Ghost of the Sea, I think it would go a long way.
Oh, and a ship would be nice.
Fairly
just-
confident that we could.
I feel like we're kind of starting out, and Sanballat might just be the small fish, and we should keep our options open for bigger fish in the future.
Unfortunately, the only thing we could really do then would be to try to host them here for a rather long period of time until the Ghost of the Sea arrives.
Yeah, we probably don't want to do that. It's
We know-
4 days, right?
I
We
feel
know
like
how
that-
long?
I don't think we knew exactly, and Sanballat never said. I think
He
it was
said about
sometime
3 to
within
4
3
days.
days. Yeah,
Because, the ocean is
not exact.
not exact. I cannot think of the word for it. There was a fancy word that means that, but I can't think of it.
Approximately?
No, that's not what it was.
Okay. It's like it's not an especially fancy word, but like it's got an X in it, so
Sanballat was suddenly speaking in Latin.
I want to say irregular, but that's not right either, so. Unpredictable. The ocean is unpredictable. That's the word I was looking for.
Okay. All right. So you guys have a plan?
Yeah.
Yes, we
It
have
largely comes down to
vaguely.
do we risk Sanballat finding out what we're doing? Or do we risk Sanballat finding out what we're doing while we wait for the Ghost of the Sea, or do we just deal with the immediate threat and then hope that we can still make a deal with the folks on the Ghost of the Sea?
I mean, if he's dead, then likely they're going to need to make a deal with the new person.
Wait, I'm
Especially if we still have the crates. If we haven't turned the crates over just yet, we still have the goods that they would be smuggling. That alone would, I would think, get us an audience.
I'm confused. Do we want to make a deal with the people on the Ghost of the Sea?
I mean, not actually make a deal, but at least get an audience so that we can
Oh, I see.
Get information.
Make a deal, and you meet us
reconnoiter
there,
the ship.
so we can double cross them.
Oh, I see. Well, it sounds like the first order of business is trying to come up with how to convince Sanballat that the house has been compromised.
Right.
Perhaps we could...
We've already discussed with him that he has to understand that it's at least a little compromised, given that we found our
that
way.
we were there, yes.
I think and we've already offered him the lighthouse, so I think if we move forward on that, that should be sufficient to get the ball rolling on this particular plan.
Okay, so we'll head down there and try and convince him to have his crew, or some of his crew, bring some of the goods for the Ghost of the Sea back to the lighthouse.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
I think we
Um,
should all be prepared in case they have changed their minds. We should be prepared for a fight. It's entirely possible that they've decided that that in the meantime they didn't like the way we treated their friends, and
Yes, I agree completely.
Hmm.
To that end, Vicaris and Zashel, I think the two of you have a decision to make. I've been playing around since I got back to the lighthouse and doing some experimentation, and I know that both of you use a lot of magic. And I figured out who have to do the following, but I can only do it once. So, if the two of you could decide who this would be more helpful for, right, and allow me some time with your arcane focus, I might be able to tweak it just a little bit.
that's probably useful for you, Vicaris, because my cantrips are saves, not attack rolls.
I have plenty of attack rolls. I don't
Wonderful.
know.
If you could just put your arcane focus here on the table, then I'll be more than happy to pick it up and start tinkering with it.
Sure. And I'll lay on the table.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm dying.
I'm quite confused.
No, I'm ready whenever you're ready.
So it's right on you then.
Right, it's the tattoos that you see. They light up when I cast spells.
Oh, yes. Let's see what I've got here. This is a little trickier than I had anticipated.
Above board, like, can we maybe just make like a necklace that kind of attunes with his tattoos? Add that +1 bonus.
we can make it happen.
Okay, cool. So maybe like
Well, let me get a closer look at those tattoos and maybe I can make something that you can wear. I don't know that I should be tinkering directly on the body.
all right, and I'll take off my shirt, and then I will start to take off my pants. It's a good thing Kiara's not here.
And
He's just standing there in the corner. It's like, what
And then
is happening?
once
Yeah, with no shame whatsoever. It's just
Wait.
going to get ridiculously close.
Yeah.
Are you like a doctor? Is he sick?
once all of my underwear are off, I will lie back on the table.
Yeah, and Yop is just fascinated. And
these are very unusual tattoos. Oh my goodness! And look, this one goes all the way around. And lift your leg, please. Oh goodness!
Oh, they
look
are.
at that there. Oh my!
Lift your leg, please.
I'm surprised you guys.
Around.
You guys don't have
Admit
more
it.
of this. This is pretty common in the Feywild.
Oh, this is the first I've seen of it. Thank you very much. I need to do a little planning, but I'm sure in an hour or so I should have something ready for you.
Right. Well, I'm excited.
Yeah, and great. So you've got a +1 to your spell attack rolls.
Would
And
you ignore that cover.
yeah, which
What?
is awesome. +1 to attack rolls, and you ignore half cover.
let's fuck that half cover.
Not that I unfortunately ever remember to implement that, but
I was going to say, I'm playing a couple games with you, and it's now. I don't think I've ever heard you say, "Well, that's half cover. You're going to have to roll at disadvantage."
I know. I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
don't apologize.
Oh yeah, no, we're super mad about it. Let me tell you.
Okay, so an hour passes. The artifact is handed off. You guys prepare to head out. I'm assuming at this point would be when Zashel would summons the floating disc.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, look at that.
I do have a question. As far as like the pages go and whatnot, how do I create a +1 to my spell attack? Not the spell save. Because I see the spot where it's spell save DC mod, but I don't see. Sorry, go ahead.
Global magic attack modifier. If you go to the gear where it says
Well,
core
there it is. Okay, yep.
spells,
Got it. Thank you.
Cool. Yumi, is there anything
Perfect.
special that you do before you guys head out?
No,
All right.
nothing.
Good work.
Now she has to go to the town and buy some stuff before she has her own things to mess around with.
All right. Who's Rowan?
Fortunately,
I can cast that as a ritual.
I will help row. I guess I'll help the unseen servants. I have really bad strength, but I will help.
I mean, its strength is 2, so you
No,
can't. You literally can't have a worse strength than it does.
Mine is 9.
I'm just saying, I'm no Grinar, okay?
No.
Don't we have a child for this?
don't we have a child?
His name is Sunny.
Sorry,
and
a
you
child
do.
laborer? Yeah, let's get Sunny on that bitch. Why are we working?
We're not.
You're not.
Are you calling him a child because his name is Sunny?
Is he?
No,
How old is he?
He's 17.
Yeah, that's a child. Right,
he
human,
and
right?
Missy are really, really young. They are apprentice interns. All right, you make it back to town. Yumi, what are you looking for? What are you doing?
I mean, if we're gonna go and stop the bandits, she probably doesn't want to buy and carry all that with her right now.
She technically doesn't have to. We do have a disc.
Well,
And
into combat, yeah.
and the bag of holding. Excuse me, bag of holding.
Oh, true. She's
Yeah,
gonna
neither
look for
the
some
floating disc or the unseen servant are concentration spells.
small pots.
What?
Small pots, like
Okay.
pottery.
Oh,
think-
that's what you're looking for. Sorry, I thought you were saying. I put all the weapons, by the way, in the bag I'm holding. That she's willing to give me.
Or just like bowls, something cute and small.
Oh yes. Okay. I
Shoes?
was kind of creeped out by what you were asking, but I remember what you were doing this for. So, let's go. 2 silver pieces per thing. Per vessel.
Okay. All right. I'll buy like math. Hold on.
5.
More than 5?
Okay.
Buy like 15?
Okay. All right, that's
Um,
3 gold.
Okay. And then I want to buy some seeds.
All right. We'll just do. We'll do for what you want. 6 copper pieces.
Okay. And I'll just put in bag of assorted seeds.
Mhm.
Okay. And I think. Oh, I also want to stop by and commission some more handcuffs.
Okay. Whoa, hold on. Okay. So the Dwarven Anvil would be the place I would suggest that you end up going. You've been there before, I think, when you dealt with some weapon stuff. Mefera and her son Jasker are willing to do that for you. You know, I'd actually think that because of the military level of this town, you don't even have to get them commissioned. Unless you desperately wanted them to be fur-lined.
Oh yeah, they have to be fur-lined.
All right.
And purple. Because I told Kiara I would buy her some.
Yes. Okay. What's manacles cost? You wouldn't happen to have that on you, would you?
2 gold.
All right. We'll do 2 gold, 5 silver for. Actually, we'll do 3 gold because it has to be dyed fur and it has to be purple, and purple's expensive.
Yeah, okay. I'll get 2 of those.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll get 2 more in pink as well.
All right. We'll do the same cost just because that's gonna make it easier, and also pink is also a very difficult dye to make.
Okay.
1 and potentially 2 things. Is this at the forge?
Mhm.
Because if so, I would definitely like to go with Yumi and just see the forge. And also, I would like to know. I understand it's the Dwarven Anvil. Are there dwarves that are working here?
It is called the Dwarven Anvil, but the 2 people working there are humans.
Oh.
Yeah, both with light hair and darker skin. They look
That's just false advertising.
well. See what they had like. So it's It's a pretty much open. It's pretty much an
Mhm.
open building, and the anvil itself is a very intricately carved and designed and dwarven anvil. But
Got it.
everything else is very human-made.
And who are the people that are working here? Because I'm just going to introduce myself and tell them I'll be back later.
All right, I'll give you the name. Mafira and Asker.
Jasker?
Yep.
Great. Thank you.
Okay.
Which is pretty good because Witcher just came out.
I assume I place the order and I'll pick them up in a day or something.
We'll give you, because you ordered 4.
2
We'll
days?
do 2
Longer?
days. Yeah,
Okay.
2 days. Wait, man calls in 2 days. Okay. Anything else?
I believe I'm done.
All right. Anything else anyone else wants to pick up while you guys are in town?
No, I did all my shopping yesterday.
No, I'm good for now.
If I can fit it in the bag of holding, I would like to buy the supplies necessary for a barrel of ale and a barrel of simple everyday wine. I believe it's 15 gold total.
Okay. That sounds about. I'm gonna trust you on that.
Yeah.
Let me just see. Yep, that's not a problem as far
Okay.
as
Awesome.
yeah, fitting
So
it
I'll-
into the bag specifically.
Great. I'll have those supplies, and then we'll jam that in the bag, and I'll start trying to do some nonsense when we get back.
All right. The bag rattles around with many planks of wood.
Nice.
Okay. Ted, was there anything that you were interested in?
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So you guys have exhausted a lot of your day thus far. You have you've done a lot today.
Is it time to sleep?
Not yet.
Damn it.
Unless you choose to sleep before you leave, because it is getting to late afternoon. You know, you would be getting to the house at this point by about nightfall.
We could always get a room at what is it? The Empty Net.
Go up to the place in the morning.
That sounds like a lovely idea.
Might be
Really?
better for me.
The only thing is, they'll probably be operating mostly at night for the secrecy that night gives them. We may find a lot of them.
Exactly.
We may find a lot of them sleeping, which, I mean, could also work to our advantage if we go that route. So, either way.
Well, I think for the first phase, we should probably go now and try and get them in the evening when they're most likely to be up. And then for the second phase, if we return early in the day when they're most likely to be sleeping, right? Then we can capture those that are sleeping, and if we're unlucky, right, well, then we'll just have to fight those that are awake. But for this first phase, since we're going with sort of a ruse, we should probably catch them as they're working. I think going now is probably an excellent idea.
Oh, I think if we're going just to talk, I'd be fine. But fighting isn't my current. I'm slipping into some my current expertise.
A
My
little
current
wishful thinking going on there,
yeah,
Doug?
a little bit.
At the very least, if there is a fight tonight, we know that we've lost all hope of the plan working, so
Right.
I don't know. I feel like it's probably best to go up tonight, see if the plan is even still an option. Either way, either tonight or tomorrow.
Oh, I say we go talk to him tonight. What else we can do with the rest of our day?
Lovely.
All right. All right. You guys hike your way out to. I'm just gonna drop you in the cellar since it's just. Whoop! Come on. Fuck me. Shut up. Okay.
What happened over there, Sarah?
Shut up. And all right. Arrange
Before we
yourselves.
go all the way in,
Okay.
should
have put you in the room above.
Oh no, the hallway's fine. I just meant before we go down to where we met. What's his name before?
Mm-hmm.
I will take Quetzal off my shoulder. I will put him on the ground. And I will say, go see what you can find before we go in there. And then I will walk over to Yop and say, Yop, I'm gonna have to borrow your shell for a moment here. I will put my hand on the shell and I will warg into Quetzal's.
Okay. I'm going to drop Snake on the map, and it doesn't have sight yet, but give me 1 second.
Yop puts her arm around Zashel and hugs him close.
Does Snake have dark vision?
He does not, but he does have blind sight of 10 feet.
Oh, shit.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, it's good to know. Okay.
Also, he has a swim speed, oddly enough.
He what? He has a swim speed?
He has a swim speed. He's faster than the damn boat.
He's amazing. Okay. That should work for you now. Yep. 1 second. I'm gonna move a couple of people around because it's been a little bit since you guys have been here. So there's...
First, I will have him go check where the skeletons were. Oh.
Okay. You can do your thing now. Did you get him stuck? Did you lose him?
No, I got him right here. I stopped because all of a sudden there were people in there.
Yes, yeah. Yeah. There are people now because I mean, it's been a couple of days.
Yeah. I'm assuming they're sleeping and that dude's probably minding his own business.
Yep. Roll stealth for me for this Nick. Excellent, yeah. I mean, it's also just wildlife. It's not even like you have a crazy, weird familiar anyway. It's a snake.
Well, he is in an Argyle sweater vest for a snake.
Oh, you're
God,
right.
So-
yes.
I forgot he's in a sock.
Oh, do they not just grow that in the wild?
Okay,
Lucaris has
it's
never seen a
official.
snake before.
I'm totally cool with the TPK as long as Quetzal makes it.
Technically impossible if that's the case.
When I dual cast invisibility, I'll be sure to cast it on myself. And
Excellent.
Party is, given their assignment by Quetzal.
Oh, I can make this. I can make this
Quetzal is
character sheet
technically a
so much easier for you if you want, Ted.
I guess. I mean, I just put him in there. I mean, it's done. Like,
Okay.
there's not a whole lot to him.
All right, I can make it an NPC sheet, which makes it a little bit easier to navigate for you, but it's up to you. Doesn't matter. Continue. Do your thing. Where does he go?
I want to check out where the skeletons were, because Sanballat had been interested in something that was there. What is
Okay.
that? What does that say?
That's Sunballet laying in bed.
Oh! Invitation to murder him in his sleep is... So, in amongst the skeletons and stuff, does this all look pretty much as we left?
Things look like they've been moved a bit.
Okay.
He's so
I'm
cute.
going to... I will actually unsummon him very briefly, and then go back into my own vision. Sanballat is sleeping in the next room, or in his bedroom where it was last time. If we want to just deal with that now.
Maybe we should just tie him up and abscond with him.
There are several others in the next room. 2 of them are sleeping. 1 was at the table. I know some of our instant magic support is not available at the moment, but is it worth a try, or should we simply summon Sanballat and speak to him and continue with our previous plan?
As tempting as it might be to take advantage of the current situation, I think we stick with the original plan.
Oh, I agree.
Okay, 1 more second, and I will send Quetzal back out. I will go back into his vision. I just want to look down the hallway. And I will say that out loud, even though I can't actually hear anybody respond to me.
Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Bert? Ned.
That
Ned.
body should be moved.
I grab Zashel and pull him close.
Actually, how far away can I do that?
With the warlock, pretty fucking far.
No, because remember, I've just cast Find Familiar. I'm not actually Pact of the Chain.
Oh, you're right.
Familiar
might have
must be
reached-
within 100 feet of me, so I think I'm up.
Yep.
Oh, so you're Pact of the
Ooh,
Tome,
okay.
and this is the ritual that you took.
Yes, this is one of the 2 rituals I took was Find Familiar.
Gotcha.
The other Ensor's Disc. Because I have that invocation, I can cast Warlock spells with the ritual tag as rituals. So I
Gotcha.
can cast Unseen Servant as a ritual. And eventually, if I find or make a scroll of it, I can unlearn the spell, and then I'll only be able to cast it as a ritual, but it won't be eating up a spell slot. Okay, that's about as far as I'm going to send him, and then I will summon him back.
And I'll just throw him back for you. There he is.
It looks pretty much as we left it. They've clearly gone through the alchemical skeletons area, but beyond that, we're okay. Shall we just walk in, and I will pick Quetzal up and put him on my shoulder.
What do you think, Yumi? Should we just walk in?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We're
We left
going
on
with our
friendly
plan,
terms.
right?
I believe
Sorry,
so.
what?
Doug, what'd you say?
We left on friendly terms.
Oh, okay.
Yes. All right, in we go. And once I get through to here, I will make a gesture to catch this dwarf's attention. Oh, I can't see him.
Yeah, he sees you immediately and kind of looks surprised.
I will put my hands out to show that I'm not carrying any weapons or going for any weapons.
Hey, you're back.
We need to speak to Sanballat. This location is compromised, and it might be best if we move some of the goods soon, rather than later.
All right, I'll go get him. And he gets up and walks over. A couple minutes pass. Sanballat is looking actually kind of terrible. He has his hood. He's not wearing his cape and hood, and he's looks not only what's the word, unkempt, but distressed. And he says, "You're back. Didn't expect you to come back."
Yop, gesticulating a little wildly, is patting Zashel on the shoulders and saying,
I think it's probably best if you explain it to him. You do a much better job with the explanation.
and cast guidance.
Now, hold on. Since you've been gone, I've noticed a few items in my own possession are missing. Might you all know what could have happened to them?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you be more specific on the items in question?
It's entirely possible that we acquired them without realizing they belonged to you. However, it's sort of not why we're here. Although I understand it's important to you, far more important to both of us, however, this location is compromised. The council is aware that the threats above and the undead threat have been cleaned out. And so, as we previously offered, the lighthouse, not that far away, could serve as a temporary holding facility or indeed a more isolated business location for your needs. We'd like to offer to take you and or some of your men and or some of the goods and begin that process.
He scowls and he has his arms crossed, but he holds out one of his hands and says, "Might I have my spell book back?"
Very sorry.
There's a spell book in there.
I'm gonna reach in the bag of holding. Very sorry. Didn't realize it was yours. Might be best if you put your name on it.
He grabs it from you and says, "I did."
Well, then must have missed it. Apologize.
Technically, it just has an S on the front.
Right, not your actual name.
He still seems pretty upset, and he thumbs through the book.
I promise I didn't touch it. Didn't mess with it in any way.
And says, "And how might you have come to know so quickly that the council knows of our outpost?"
The council hired us to clear out the, and Zashel air quotes, haunting of this particular establishment. Did you really think that we wouldn't complete that mission?
Roll persuasion. Oh, did you hear that? Oh, okay, all right.
You got a D4 you can add to that. Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Oh, fantastic.
Better than what I had.
Yeah, true.
Okay. He says, fine. But I have no way of alerting pickup that my supplies is moving. Perhaps you all could wait here for them, and we go to your outpost and wait there for this whole thing to blow over.
There is only one small problem with that plan, and I will... Oh, shoot. Well, it would take me 10 minutes to cast Tensor's Disc. The main method of moving persons back and forth to the lighthouse is a single rowboat. I, however, am able to summon a magical disc which can carry a considerable amount of weight, up to 400 or 500 pounds worth of your merchandise.
Impressive. I have within my own possession a keelboat that has been more than sufficient, though.
Oh, a full keelboat then.
Oh, sorry. Another problem. If we're supposed to wait here, how do we get them to know that we're waiting for them and they won't just, shoot us?
There is a lantern on the second story. You light it, and when the signal is shown as the ship arrives, you respond in kind.
And what is that exactly?
He leaves the room for a minute, retrieves a piece of paper that he has drawn a couple of dashes and dots on, the same thing I gave you guys earlier.
Oh yeah, but technically we don't know.
As far as he knows, yeah.
Yeah.
But he also does know that he is missing a couple of his books.
He's only asked us for the spell books, so...
No, you're
Yumi
right.
was not there for the other books being stolen. She doesn't know.
He hands out the sheet of paper to Yumi.
Okay.
You can appreciate, of course, that we will not be entirely comfortable allowing you into our base of operations for our franchise without any one of us there.
And why should that be a problem? I thought we were to be business partners.
We are. Surely you wouldn't trust us here with all the goods without any of your men around. We have, after all, not actually done business yet. Or before.
It's kind of like how you had us clear out the skeletons, but just us. I think something the opposite end is also required for the trust.
Roll persuasion with advantage.
Do you want me to or him?
Either one.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Because he has a 5. So 23.
He says, certainly. Who would you have follow us?
I can go with you if you are transporting goods to the lighthouse now. I can, of course, supplement the keelboat if necessary. I am reasonably familiar with the staff that is present. And also, I'm not going to be much good here. I don't swim. I don't row a boat very well. So...
Above board, would it be better to send someone who's not here?
Yeah, I'm like, Kiara and Grindar could go with
Unless you were planning on doing something specifically with them.
Is Sanballat staying here, or is he just sending his dudes to the lighthouse?
He has not made that clear yet.
Okay, yeah. Then Greinar and Kiara can do that. Greinar is very strong. He can row your keelboat and all that jazz.
Kiara can entertain your your crew.
Also deal with more administrative matters at the... Wow, I just feel like I just called the woman a secretary. That's not cool. That's also not what I meant, but...
I mean, she's the secretarian, so you're not like wrong. Like that is her job is to actually be the social reference point.
Fair enough. I meant more in the form of like HR style, like administrating. What's the word I'm looking for? Giving out tasks, but not giving.
Okay. All right.
Oh, you'll be getting a call from Acquisitions Inc. front office.
So he begins walking down this way. He kicks the footboards of the beds as he goes. You hear not a whole lot going on as these two, as one of them gets up, the other one just follows for a bit. Okay.
Are we supposed to follow?
It's up to you. But they're doing
sense.
something.
Guess we follow. He didn't say not to, and Yumi's gonna
Yep.
follow.
We don't do any good standing in this room, so
Oh Jesus!
Everything
Quit
good,
it.
Doug?
Yeah, it was my computer was being crazy, and then my cat started attacking my headset. So it's a lot happening at once. Did I go the right way?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
All right. You hear some talking in Goblin, and sure enough, there's actually the drawing makes it look like a little boat, but there's a keelboat that is being Vicaris you see being loaded up by a couple of hobgoblins and a couple of the bandits as well. Sanballet is directing. And this takes better part of half an hour, I think, to get as much on as they can, which appears to be most of the gear. Let me see what exactly we're looking at. Volume-wise.
do we see what the contents are that they are actually loading?
Yeah. To some degree. There are small casks, several small casks, bolts of fine cloth that are being stacked up on top of each other and then put on top of crates. The crates are nailed shut. And anything else you guys do in that half hour before they finish? Okay. So the crew that goes out is
Damn it.
all right. Unless you say something to try to change their minds.
Don't you think it would be better if you were here to deal with this captain of the Ghost of the Sea? After all, we've never met him. He has no reason to trust us, and no reason to do business with us.
He laughs and says, I've never met them either.
Fascinating.
And he goes and
Is this
retrieves
your
his
first
coat
time
and
dealing with them, or do you always use an intermediary?
I am the intermediary.
What? How are you the intermediate? How's he the intermediary if he's never met them? Because the other part of my question was is if this was the first time he's meeting with them.
Yeah. He says, this is my first encounter with this particular crew. It matters not who is here to receive them, as long as someone is there. And a few of my fellows will assist you as necessary. But until then, I believe the best place for me to be is, as you have said, away from this house that is now under the council's eye.
Fair enough.
All right.
Is he
What do
far
you
away now?
guys In about 15 minutes.
I'm gonna wait for him to get out of earshot.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, there are other people in here if we want to take them out.
I think now's a good time for it. We should try to take them alive if possible, but
Let's see, do I have?
Agreed.
I kind of wish we hadn't sent Kiara so that we had her sleep spell. But and we were the last ones to come in here. Did anybody ever go past us the other direction, back to the rooms with the back to the big common room, basically?
Roll perception.
Are you supposed to roll initiative? Because I saw that turn order pop up.
18. You don't see anyone. You don't see anyone having made their way past. There was a couple errands run between like this chamber and the one below, but you didn't see anyone head off this way. But yeah, you guys can. If you want to try to not fight right now, then we don't need to worry about initiative. But that seemed like that's where it was going.
What's the plan for this, Luna?
I look at Monkey, our decisionist.
We take them alive?
Sounds
Or
good.
try to. I mean, it's a little hard with bows, but
We can
Right,
offer them
all right.
surrender. Oh god, we're
No,
Snake.
I did not select myself. Are you putting Snake in initiative? Don't you dare.
He has to.
Yeah,
What?
I have to.
Make him go away real quick.
Don't you hurt him.
Oh my god,
Oh, I,
cat.
damn it, I did it as myself twice. The 12 should be for Snack. Oh, it did
I've
work.
got it.
Never mind. It worked. I just
Okay.
changed the as roll.
All right. So what do you guys do when you're coming around this corner?
Yumi technically cannot see anything around the corner. She's just standing behind the rest of them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to walk up and hold an
we could
action?
totally walk up and parlay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're trying to talk to him first.
I'm not
I-
very
I
good
was
at
just
talking, so
figuring if we-
she's just gonna wait back here. If she
I figured
sees
we'd all
anyone
walk
hostile,
in
she'll
just
shoot.
so that we could all be around. That was not a very detailed sentence. I figured we would Zasha would walk up and start talking to them if possible, so that everyone else had time to kind of get into position.
Certainly. Yeah. Do what you would. Get yourself where you would be, and do the things that you would think you would do.
I want Quetzal to kind of hide in whatever it is on the floor over here.
Okay. And what are you saying? What are you doing?
As we walk up, can I tell if a particular person is in charge? I'll just ask. So, which of you three here is in charge with Sanballat gone?
The two non-goblinoids just kind of both raise their hand and then look at each other confused.
I see. No clear line, and I pull out a book and I will start writing. No clear chain of command. I have to say, guys, you guys deserve a better agency. This organization is it's pretty roughshod.
What organization?
Hi-yo.
Sanballat's. Oh, I get it, Yop. No, you raise a good point, though. They have. I mean, do you guys
No organization
really?
that I can see.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like macabre or anything, but like we literally cremated some of your friends, and your boss just doesn't seem to care. Like, what does that say about the way he views you guys?
I mean, we did have a funeral. We didn't just leave him, but they're all buried out back.
Or their ashes scattered, I guess.
Oh, there were bones. It was not good.
But see, how would you rate Sanballat? Like, how would you rate your boss here on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, realistically, like a 7. He does pretty good. For the most, like we get paid on time. We can leave if we need to.
Wait.
I had paternity leave a couple of weeks ago.
You have a family?
Well, yeah. What'd you think?
I don't know. My experience with people in illicit enterprises is that many don't bother to settle down and have the finer aspects. I really suggest that you go home and be with your family right now.
Oh no, can't do that. I'm still on the clock, dude.
Fantastic suggestion.
Do you suddenly feel bad about your choice?
Me? No. God, no. I'm giving him a chance.
Okay. How's a 15?
Oh, yeah, it saves. My DC's only 13.
Okay. Yeah, this is not... I'm here so that I can get a paycheck so I can go home and hang out with my kids.
I see. Out of curiosity, what is your cut of whatever's moving? What you guys are risking jail time and all that. Like, are you at least doing it for something valuable?
I mean, you guys are kind of new, but like one of the perks that we've seen is that you can come in and do like a job for the day, get paid for the day, and then be gone. Just as long as you don't say anything.
What in terms of paid for the day? What are you looking at?
I'm getting 2 silver today, I think, but I came in a little bit late.
2. Like Zashel's face just is like. No, I have an arcane focus. It's a crystal that I have worn around my neck.
I was wondering if it was your tongue or if you're carrying around a dead snake's tongue.
Pretty good.
And I was like, if you're mad at people for eating snake and you're carrying around a
Hey, maybe the snake tongue is still attached to the snake. It doesn't say it has to be detached.
That's
just
valid.
feels-
That's a valid argument.
Just feed your familiar some honeycomb.
Nice.
The other person speaks up, and I'm just gonna use the same voice because whatever. I got paid about a gold today, but I was here bright and early.
Zashel,
Just depends on when you get in.
Zashel, you can't possibly be thinking about offering them employment in our franchise of Acquisitions Inc.
No, we make far too much. They'd be uncomfortable.
That would be foolish.
But we could use someone else to row the boats besides Sunny.
You know, Yumi raises a very valid argument. I'm not saying that. I turn back to these. I'm not saying that, you know, San Ballet is undervaluing your employment or anything, but just for reference, clearing out the top, like clearing out the house above, the bounty on that was 200 gold for a day's work. Like we each made over 20 gold apiece. And you guys are down here doing illegal stuff for silver and gold? Like a gold? I mean, I'm just saying, we could offer you more gainful employment than San Ballet is offering you. That's all I'm saying.
And I guess it would be easy. They just have to fill out paperwork with the city council.
What? No.
No,
They'd fill out
it's just
paperwork with us.
Abernathy.
Yeah,
Well, we'd
Abernathy.
have to file it. We'd have to file it with the city council. We'd have to take
No,
it down
no,
there
no,
and show them.
Just
Abernathy.
Abernathy will do that. He handles the
He's
paperwork.
trying to bring up that you guys are trying to still arrest these people.
Hey, we can arrest the other people that left with San Ballet, and save these two.
I was gonna. I'm serious about offering them gainful employment.
Oh, you're
The
actually
council
offering them
doesn't-
employment. Okay, great.
Yeah.
The council doesn't know how many people are down here.
Oh,
Great. Love
you
it.
know what else we need? We could use some people to help repair the lighthouse.
Are any of you? And I will include the goblinoid. Are any of you carpenters by any chance, by trade?
The goblinoid does not respond, as if he does not appear to be listening.
Doesn't
and,
appear to be listening, or doesn't appear to understand.
roll insight. He has not been listening this whole time, but kind of did turn away when you came in speaking common. The other two kind of exchange looks and say, "Well, you guys are still working with San Ballet, so I don't. Would we not be getting cuts from what you're making anyway?" I'm confused about this arrangement. Yeah, I'm a little bit. I don't. Why don't you guys roll persuasion?
Is this everybody as a group here?
Well, we can do one person with advantage if you feel more comfortable with that.
I'll do
Yes,
it.
I feel more comfortable with that.
Boom. 25.
Jesus.
Whew. They say, now, what kind of work besides clearing out? Are you guys surveyors?
You can say that.
At Acquisitions Incorporated, we do a wide variety of tasks that benefit the community in which we develop our franchise. In this case, we found a calling for cleaning out a haunted house, air quoting on haunted, and that's what we did. So, largely, you could say that most of what Acquisitions Incorporated does is community-oriented tasks. We like to leave a community better than when we brought in our franchise. I mean,
Right.
for a family man, you want your kids going to better schools, things like that. Our endeavors provide all kinds of taxable income and education opportunity. Not education. Cooperative opportunities.
Well, I mean, I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of field education out here.
Yeah, but I don't think... How old's your kid? Little kid.
Just had paternity leave, so we got a newborn, and then a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yeah, see, none of those three are going to be going out into the field. They shouldn't be out in the field. That's just dangerous. That's ridiculous.
He motions for the other guy to get a little bit closer, and they move over here to talk quietly. If you'd like, you can roll perception to eavesdrop.
Any of us?
Zashel and Yop, since you guys are
Ah,
closest. All right. They're kind of talking with their hands a little bit, but are using some verbal communication. And it seems like they might be pretty well interested. And then one of them turns back to you and says, "All right, so here we can drop a job if we need to for a day or two. What's our commitment looking like with you guys?"
Are you asking if you get personal time off?
More like, if we decide we hate it, can we just quit?
I don't see why not.
There are some. Well, here's the thing. If you come in as an Acquisitions Incorporated employee, you do sign a contract with Acquisitions Incorporated, which there is a contingency for quitting. However, if you come in as a personal contractor, as a subcontractor to Acquisitions Incorporated, you are free to set all your own time, hours, and projects. Obviously, with the go-ahead and okay of both the Acquisitions Incorporated franchise and the head office on larger scale projects, but that's mostly a formality that says, yeah, that's the kind of stuff we need. We're not going to, no one's going to pay you to just do absolutely whatever you want, because that may not be something we need. But as a private contractor, as a private subcontractor to Acquisitions Incorporated, you do have a wide latitude on tasks, timing. There's another T in there, but I forget what it is, so we'll come back to that.
They kind of
And
look
in
at
that case, if it sucks, you're free to just walk away. No harm, no foul.
They look at each other and nod to one another and say, "Okay, all right, sounds good. Just yeah, that sounds great. Sounds better than this, anyway."
Excellent. Can you actually, and I point at the goblin, like, does he understand anything I'm saying, or do we need an
No,
interpreter?
not at all. Not at all. These guys don't understand nothing.
Huh.
He's like, he's kind of like kicking around rocks in the corner and using a long sword to poke things around.
Well.
Here's a stretch. Does
I
anybody
think I
speak
know what their
Sylvan?
first job is going to be.
Does anyone know Sylvan? Or Elvish?
I mean, we have an elf in the party.
Right, I'm trying to talk to somebody else.
Oh, my bad. No.
Elvish? Elvish?
Nope.
Dick.
I can try some other languages with the goblin, but this well,
He has a question. Sure. How do you get him? I'm losing it, so I'm just going to talk normally now. How do you get him to do anything if he can't speak language?
Sambalet's got a couple of words he's got that he knows, but none of us ever use them. If we ever need one of them,
Makaris, I think there's a page in your there's a piece of paper in your bag somewhere that should have 4 words written on it.
Right, but say you two wanted to tell him that you're going to leave now. You do that.
One of them just goes over and taps the guy on the shoulder, and he kind of turns around with with a huff, and he just jams his thumb in the direction of the tunnel exit, and then starts walking. That's it. And then he stops like right here.
Okay. I mean, if you guys want to go, I have a book that can help me translate. We'll take care of him.
Maybe we'll try to talk to
Not
him.
a
Maybe
lie.
we can meet you at the docks tomorrow morning to take you to consider paperwork and what kind of job contracts you want to do or can do.
Hey, quick question. Do you guys know which day this ship is coming?
2
Or
to
are
3
we
days from now,
supposed
right?
to wait here the whole time?
We're supposed to wait. And it sounds like you're supposed to wait.
Right, we're gonna take over the waiting. So you guys are good to go. We'll take care of the hobgoblin. We might actually use him.
We have this page of instructions.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but we were told that we're supposed to watch you guys to make sure you guys are trustworthy.
Right.
Yes, you were told
I
that
see
by
what
your
it.
former employer, however.
Oh yeah.
Roll persuasion.
Shit.
On it. Got it. With advantage.
No.
Okay. 1 second.
I don't think I will allow help to get you very far in this particular.
21.
There you go. And let me just.
Oh man, if I had thought about it,
Bitch. But technically.
No,
that's an
you're right.
ability check, not a save. So
Yep.
I totally would have assisted by handing each one a gold coin and saying, "Here's your sign-on bonus."
All right, you can do that. And they're gonna kind of look a little bit confused to each other, but then just side-eye the hobgoblin and then leave.
When they're out
Don't
of
forget,
earshot.
we will meet you at the docks in the morning.
Right. So we're gonna kill him, right?
No, we have to
No.
arrest him. We get money for bringing him in alive.
Oh, that's right. Well,
will.
I can blind him.
He suddenly
I'm going-
notices that he's alone with you guys.
I am going to project like the friendliest demeanor. While speaking about blinding and or killing him.
Would you roll
I
performance
will-
for me?
Turn to him and I will ask, "Can you understand me?" I will start off in Draconic. If he does not answer, I will switch.
13.
He does not seem to respond. He kind of like flicks his ears at the sound of a different language, but doesn't say anything.
Well, I will look around at my friends and just be like, "Oh God." I will then switch to Abyssal. Can you understand me? Which in Abyssal, I'm sure sounds horrific.
He kind of
You mean we'll-
snarls.
Say in the other devil's tongue, in Infernal, and try and say, "How about this one?" Anything?
He just backs up into the corner.
When
I figured
the
out what the
hobgoblin-
lighting thing is. There's lanterns in this building. That's why you guys can see so far. There's torches.
I will answer Monkey in Infernal. Or I will... Yeah. No, Yumi. I will answer Yumi in Infernal. I don't think that he likes these languages.
I will say in Elvish and then can you hear me now?
When you do that, he doesn't like make a. It's not like an attack, but he puts his sword between you and him.
Guess
Makes sense. Goblins and elves don't really get along.
Whoops.
I guess you will say back. Let's just take him down. I don't think knocking him's gonna work.
Everyone else has had an opportunity to speak to him. I hit some levers on my shield, and it's just Thornwhip, right? Which clearly doesn't work, right? But I hit some levers on my shield, and a chain it whips out from the gear in the center of it, and then retracts back into the shield.
Oh, that's such fucking cool flavor, dude. That's
Yep.
awesome. That's awesome. He's wearing heavier armor, and it does like crash into him, and he just takes a stumbling step backwards, and will. That's the start of this combat. Yumi, you're up first.
She will try to shoot him then. Does 19 hit?
Yes. What's the 18 for, Bakaris?
I was also going to cast a spell, but now I'm just waiting for my turn. So
okay.
that's my spell roll. Although this might be important, I have used
You
Tides
have
of Chaos.
Tides of Chaos.
No,
I
I've used it.
remember.
It's, yeah.
What?
I don't have Tides of Chaos. I used it last game.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
It's,
cool.
yeah, it can go off.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh boy.
That is a very powerful hit that knocks him to the wall, but he is still standing and snarling and seems, upset. Bonus action, Yumi?
Yumi will go oops, and that's her turn. She didn't mean to hit that hard. It's harder to just pierce his head.
Zashel?
Well, I mean, I know we're just trying to knock him out, but
I'll remind you that all non-lethal attacks have to be melee attacks. Magic and ranged attacks are not. You cannot be non-lethal.
there's zero chance I'm gonna walk up and try to melee this dude. I will. You know what? F it. I'm just going to move up. Oh, Jesus.
Oh no.
He's fine. He's fine. He takes it out.
Snake?
Snake will dodge.
Okay. All right. How do you? I'm assuming there's just like a hissing, like of acids, like a poison spit or something, correct? For Zashel's poison spray.
Out of your hand. There's no material components. There's a verbal component and somatic components. You extend your hand towards a creature you can see within range and project a puff of noxious gas from your palm.
Cool. That's still enough for him to move forward and try to beat the shit out of you. How does a 20? Yeah, he crashes into you and pushes you back a little, but that's the end of his turn. Bakaris?
Right, well, enough of that. And I'm going to angle it so that it doesn't hit Zashel, but I'm casting... Does he have less than 20 hit points?
He does.
Sweet, he is blinded until my next turn.
All right,
Do
excellent.
you want me to send the stuff through?
Which one is this?
It's color spray.
Color
isn't
spray?
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a D100, my dude?
No.
Listen, there's only one enemy here. I'm gonna do
84.
what I want.
Oh no, I'm scared.
84.
I should have had it opened.
Oh no!
Oh no! Okay, I'll roll that.
Nope. You're good. I got it.
Okay.
So this bright colorful sand explodes from Vakaris's palms, blinding the hobgoblin. But at his feet rolls shadows that stretch out and grab each of you. I think everyone is in range. Yeah, everyone's in range, and everyone is going to take 7 points of damage. Everyone. I have 7 points of necrotic damage, and then Vicaris, you're at full HP, but when the shadows pull back to you, you feel invigorated. You would have been healed for as much as everyone took.
28 damage. Jesus.
And then this thing just withers and dies in front of you.
Oh no!
The hobgoblin, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
You saw what I said, right?
Oh no!
You saw what I said?
Yep.
Can I talk through it?
Wait, I didn't. Hold on.
5 damage. You killed Sneck, you son of a bitch.
Oh
I should have pooped him away.
Doug, do you want to describe what happens, or do you want
no!
me to?
Yeah, no, I'll go for it. So, like,
Perfect.
as the energy drains from all of you, just kind of surround. When it goes down, he doesn't look the same anymore. Instead, you had like the green hair with the leaves. He now has kind of like this orange appearance, and leaves seem to kind of like be falling to the ground at all times. Like just from time to time, like one will fall seemingly out of nowhere. And he's just gonna say, "Oh gee, I'm so sorry. Are you okay?" Oh no, not the snake.
There's no body left behind. He poofs out of existence.
Oh, the snake was there, but now he's not. I'm sorry.
If I still had the strength, I would punch you.
Hey,
Oh, you're not feeling well? I feel great.
do we get anything if this guy is dead and Yumi is just like kind of kicking him with her? So I need to see if he'll wake up.
Oh, he's
Like, is
super
he-
dead.
Okay.
He looks like he
dead,
aged
or is he
50
unconscious?
years. He looks like he aged 50 years and collapsed and died.
Yumi is trying to be hopeful he's alive so we get more money for capturing him. Guess that's not happening.
Yeah.
Ooh, I feel different.
You look different too.
Oh, I feel. No.
Right.
Okay,
so-
cool. And I'm turning into Sambalet. Well, it might be a bad time, but I have this now.
Useful, I guess. I'm gonna sit down for a second, and I'm gonna cure wounds myself.
Hey, we don't happen to have a cart or anything. We should probably get a cart.
I can
Yeah.
summon a cart. Hold on.
Oh, good. I mean, when you're good, we should bring this guy in. I mean,
Perfect.
he's dead, but we should probably bring him in anyways.
I'm gonna do the same thing to myself.
Jimmy, are you okay? Do you need a?
I'll be okay.
We're gonna sit down and rest, right? For a bit. I mean, we're supposed to wait here anyway.
Oh, well, I figured maybe we could take this guy in and some of us could stay here. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be best.
Bah.
That's
We
a
don't
good
want to
idea.
leave a dead body here. And she's just gonna throw some cloth over it. Maybe you can summon your floating thing and we can, just carry the body into town.
Yeah, I can do
She
that.
awkwardly
Okay.
kind of scratched the bridge of her nose as she says that.
So that means Yop and I are staying?
If
I
that's
guess
okay.
so.
Oh, what fun!
And I will ritual cast floating disc. And you mean if you can get the other side, we can get him on there.
Yes.
All right, we'll be back. I gotta pick up a few things while I'm there.
Did you guys want anything from town?
And Yop checks her flasks to make sure that there's still enough ale and wine in there to keep her satisfied for the evening. And she says,
I'm fine.
I feel pretty good.
All right.
Okay. You guys head back to town. It's getting late now. It's after dark. Some places are going to be closed, but
Before
not.
we leave, just so I'm clear, did they clean out this area that we were in?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so there's no goods anywhere down here. They took everything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Okay. And what do you two do once you get back to town?
What is it? Eleander's place?
You're
Wherever
gonna
that
bring
is.
the dead body to Eleander?
I mean, his office. I don't know. We can't take him to the
Is that
jail.
better?
We're dead. Well, we made the contract with him. I don't know where else to go.
dump a dead hobgoblin corpse on the city council steps.
I
We
mean,
should
I
perhaps
assume we go to
drop
him
it-
and ask where he wants it dropped off, and we can drop it off there. But we didn't really get precise information on dead bodies.
For now, we might as well leave it just at the top of the house. Well, no, not at the top of the house. We should move it away from the house a bit and just leave it here so that we're not carting a dead body through town until we know exactly where we're taking it. Also, until, this whole deception is done, because we don't want somebody in town seeing us with a dead hobgoblin and getting back to San Valette about it.
That is very smart. I'm not very good at dealing with dead bodies. A live
could
one,
also-
sure.
We could also, if we, really wanted to, roll it into the water where the boat was. Just not worry about it. That
Then
might
we don't
cost
get
us
paid
a little
for
bit
it.
of money. That's true. But it's also less of a risk in terms of finding out before we spring the second half of the trap.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess this is before we leave. Are you guys okay with just rolling it into the water?
Probably need to find something to weigh it down with.
Oh, he's
It's
wearing
wearing
heavy
heavy
armor.
armor.
Oh, then
Unless
we
you
don't.
wanna
We,
take the armor to sell.
That is not a bad idea, actually. We did a little. I don't think we did a whole lot of damage to it, so an arrow thing will come out. You can fix that, right? Yep.
certainly.
All right. Is there any rocks there?
There's actually not the most of the nothing heavy here. Oh, that'll do it. That's absolutely terrifying, actually. There's stone beneath you now, and then at the outlet, at the outlet to the water, there is sand. But yeah, that'll do it.
Jimmy's gonna go get some bed sheets, tie them together, put him in the bed sheets, put the rocks in the bed sheet, tie it in a big bundle, and then kind of push it into the water.
Okay.
We can put him. He's already on the disc. I can just maneuver the disc out into the water,
Drop
Oh
it.
yeah,
20
but
feet away
it's-
from me, and then cancel it. And he'll.
it's
and he'll
more-
float.
Oh yeah, and then he'll sink. But it's like, how do we get him tied up with the heavy thing? So bed sheets. She's not using her rope.
No. Okay. So, you said you stripped it for parts, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, I always spell shield wrong. Okay, what do you guys do next?
Take a short rest.
If we're gonna take a short rest, I can heal somebody before we do it because I've got another spell slot that I'll get back in just a second.
I'm good. I have second wind, which I'm trying to. I should make a roll for this.
I mean, you could try your second wind, and then if it rolls real shit, take the heal,
Oh.
and then everyone get a short rest, and both of those things refill.
I mean, I was trying to make a mod for it, but that seems like a lot of work. So 4 plus level is 7. I'm good. I'm at max.
Yop, are you still hurt?
I'm only 2 hit points down, but if nobody else needs it, I'll certainly take it.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Vicaris just
Cars is fine.
healed himself, so... of
I
the
feel
no
great.
damage.
And you look great.
Well, thanks. I'm invigorated, ready to glow.
You get 11. So.
All right, fantastic.
I can turn into other people too if you need.
Well, that makes 2 of us.
What?
Wait, Yop? You can turn into other people?
Mm-hmm. I don't know how convincing it'll be because I don't know if you've noticed, but I have sort of a distinctive voice.
It is a very good voice.
Hadn't noticed.
I mean, I could always try and speak like the rest of you.
We'll save that for when we need it.
Okay.
As long as you can speak like Sanballat, that's super helpful.
I remember his voice being low and...
Can you roll a performance check?
Yes. Dun, dun, dun. Performance. Boom. 15.
Everyone can hear what you're doing.
Maybe if it's
Not a bad start.
necessary, I can look like the hobgoblin.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. I should have gotten our new interns or our new contractors' names.
You should have.
Whatever.
If they show up at the docks tomorrow morning, we are marching them right to City Hall to get our contract paid, right?
Oh, I thought we wanted actually them for work.
Yeah, I'm fine with giving some of them a pass on current smuggling. I don't think they've. Well, I guess we should find out if they've killed anyone. That's sort of like
Well,
my
then-
line.
How do we make sure they don't accidentally tip off Sanballat?
Sorry, I'm testing macros. Nope, that's not working.
I thought she was shooting me. I was like,
too.
what?
No. I'm trying to see if I can track ammunition. My bad. Not working. I give up on that.
Well, what was I going to say? I forgot. Hold on 1 second. I lost it. My bad, guys.
Alright, what do you guys do? Either during your rest or after your rest?
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I don't know why I said that in the voice. About your snake. Are you able to bring it back?
You have there's
I have
10
to
gold's
cast
worth
the
of
spell again, yeah.
components. Yep.
That's what I was going to pick up from town, but yeah, I'll be able to bring him back eventually.
Oh, good.
You normally just suddenly suck the life out of everything around you because we might have to have a talk about safety requirements. It's going to be like a thing.
This is another HR talk.
Pretty much.
No, that's never happened to me before. It felt weird in a good way.
I don't know if it was such a good way.
All I know is I meant to blind him, and I ended up killing him, and I didn't mean to.
Yeah, that was not pleasant at all.
It's weird, but I'm sure it's just a fluke. We'll be fine. Are we sure we
Yeah.
wanted to take a rest here, or did we want to go into town?
Well, there are no goods here, and but somebody needs to stay here to watch for the ghost, so...
Oh, it's fine. They're not coming for 2 or 3 days.
Don't know, that's the problem. No one's
We
really
have
sure
time.
when it's coming.
Satchel, you're such a worrywart. Let's go. Come on.
We also have to do something with the fact that Sambalet is just in our lighthouse.
Well, we know it's Sanballat and 4 people. If we're not at all concerned about fight, we could go there and deal with that now.
We could.
Oh, I don't know if we
Well,
should
I mean,
fight. That's not
after-
very nice.
After a little rest, because spell slots, spell power, you know.
Is that
I-
what you guys wanted?
Got to be honest, I kind of thought there would be more people down here, so if we just want to deal with that now, I think that's an option.
Yeah, I'd say, let's take him out.
That was saying that character.
I mean, now might be a good time because I still look like him.
All right, give me 1 second so I can scale down stuff for that map.
Sanballat said he's never dealt with this particular captain before, so if we capture Sanballat and bring him to the council, it's not really a big deal. We can still sit here and wait for the ghost to show up in a few days, and then we get the money for both the bounty and for the capture of the goods and for eventually the ghost as well.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
Convincing 2 of them to defect, as it were, saved us some resources. Plus, it sort of, not to sound all mustache-twirling villain, but I think it will cement them to our organization a little bit, knowing that we didn't turn them in. Not like, oh, you're going to work for us, or we're going to turn you in like extortion, but like, maybe
We're
he's
gonna
right.
pay them. It's
They're
not like
reasonable
we're making
on
them. And we're probably gonna give them better benefits than whatever they're getting here.
I mean, at the very least, they're getting a better workspace. This place sucks.
And, like, if we didn't kill them, what if someone else came in and killed the other smugglers and got them? So
I mean, we're basically mercenaries. There was only a matter of time.
Plus, I mean, they're down here burning lanterns. Like, hello, carbon monoxide poisoning.
but
This place
also,
is an ocean nightmare. That's all
the
I'm saying.
lighthouse is.
We can tell them that's what killed the hobgoblin.
Maybe the hobgoblin just ran away. No one has to know he died.
Oh, very true.
Oh, a defector. That's even better.
All right. This conversation happens on your way. I assume you are headed back to the lighthouse. Yes.
Yes.
Short
Alright.
rest. Summon the disc so that we can get Yap across.
Yeah. It's late now by the time you guys do this because a couple hours rest and then ritual casting and then rowing out. It takes time. And when you enter, the 2 hobgoblins are standing almost at as guard inside the lighthouse, in the first room. One over here by the door, by the by that door.
That door leads to the dining room area.
Leads to Abernathy's office and then the dining area. What do you guys do?
Yumi will kind of give them a wave and head to Abernathy's office to check and make sure he's alive and okay.
The hobgoblin blocks your path.
She will loudly say, "Hello, we're back. Abernathy?"
The door opens. You see Sanballat and the two other bandits inside. You see Abernathy and Sunny and Missy tied up and gagged in the corner. Sanballat says something. He says, that's sort of the tricky part of verbal agreements. We find this to be a much more suitable location. And it might be best for you all to run along.
Oh no! Inevitable betrayal.
We'll call it there for tonight.